Hello. So it's just me and all my ghetto-ness right now. I just got home from the hospital for visiting my grandma because I guess she fainted recently, and they found out it was due to her. It was a blood loss, from a cancer that she's been battling with for a really long time. And I'm glad that they were able to help her out. I mean, I remember they gave her a bunch of food to eat, and it looked pretty good. It looked decent. I was wondering the whole time what the food was like there, because that can make a big difference whether you are okay staying at a place or not. Honest. I mean, in my opinion, because I've only only spent a couple hours in jail one time when the guy I was with, he got us in trouble for some stuff that he was doing, but I was still living with him, so I got in trouble too. And that was my bad for, being in a situation like that in the first place. But yeah, on the food there, I mean, it wasn't actually that bad, but it wasn't that good either. So, yeah. And at least if they had some really good food, that'd be one thing. But obviously it's jail, so it's a little different. But at the hospital, the food looked decent. She said the food was alright. But she doesn't have much of an appetite, because she's not feeling well right now. And yeah, so I saw my mom. I had a good talk with her. Just got home, and I put on this shirt that it's actually been in this bag of clothes that I don't really wear for a really long time. But I just sorted it today. As probably you can see it in the back. I folded it back there. I gotta put it up in the cupboards and stuff. But I saw this shirt. It was all messed up. Something was going on with the straps. It's just really, really messed up. I don't really know how to describe it. It was all bunched up, and it looked like there were no straps. And I kind of fixed it back to normal. I thought about just throwing it away. I mean, I've thought about it a couple times. Stop it, Finfin. Finfin, stop. Don't call the couch. Fin's calling the couch. But completely forgot what I was talking about. Probably nothing important. I gotta say, I do like making these videos because I almost feel like I just see myself in a more real way. And, it's we never see ourselves outside of ourselves. So, it's cool being able to, do this and see it happening and stuff. Even though it's kind of, it's a little, stop it, Finn, stop it. It's a little risky for me. I mean, you're being really vulnerable when you completely show yourself. Especially in these days, right? No filter. No special effects, nothing. Just you and your everyday. I want to say drudgery. That's not really how I talk though, but I feel like that word's right. Stop it, Finn. He's going crazy over here. I think he's just happy I'm home. Stop it, Finn. Don't call the couch. Stop it. You stop it. Finn. Knock it off, okay? Threatening him with a spray bottle. Stop. Go. Stop it. Oh, he stopped. Okay, he's okay. His claw got stuck for a second. So anyways, yeah, and then turning on this camera, I was like, whoa, I definitely see all the strings, and I wanted to cut them off earlier, but I was like, is it really worth it? I mean, if I'm just gonna end up trashing the shirt eventually anyways. It's just because it's not even that old, and I bought it, and and I know my chest is still horrible. I'm trying to work on that. I feel like recording and really seeing it for what it is helps, so that I don't just space out and damage myself more, because I don't want to be dealing with this forever. I'm done. I've hit my limit where I'm I don't want to deal with this skin picking thing anymore. It ends yesterday. And I don't know, my eyelashes look super long today. I'm taking them off. I just wish I could listen to music while doing this. I haven't really had the time or made the time to set up a way that I could do that. I could if I wanted to, but yeah, I've just been a little busy. Also busy doing nothing sometimes. For a few minutes. Yeah, even me, the main thing bothers me is my chest. I can deal with little zits and stuff on my face, but or little markings, dark spots on my face. With my chest, and come on, the rest of my body is supposed to be clear skin, up down there. Stop it. Yeah, I get home and they just want to claw everything all of a sudden. I'm getting a little too excited. Kind of like it because it like reminds me that I slouch a lot and I need to sit up more. This shirt also is like, it's cute and all like as a concept, but I'm someone who already has big hips, so it kind of just, I don't know, that's a little funny on me, but whatever. There was a topic I was gonna bring up just now, but I don't remember. I can definitely see how irritating I can be at times though, like, for real. Or maybe all the time, I don't know. I try to be more positive and like self-love and all that, but I mean, yeah, I can really see that. Not gonna lie. Hey, I mean, being honest is being loving, you know? When you're being honest, that is love. Being fake and lying and stuff, you could do it because you love someone, but in reality, if you really love them, you would tell them the truth. I understand though, sometimes it can be hard to tell the truth, you know? You should at least, you can take your time, but eventually if you really love someone, the truth will come out, you know? Whatever it might be. Actually, I believe it or not, I did go to cosmetology school for a while. I went all day, every day, so I almost graduated after like a year and a half. But I wanted to move states, and in all the other states I needed more hours to go to graduate, so I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna drop out and then continue in a different state. But stuff happened, you know, other jobs paid better. There were complications with that school dropping out. I ended up having to pay the full fee instead of just the dropout fee, and it was just too much. I just abandoned ship. You know, I kind of saw it happening though, which is why I picked cosmetology school, because it's like shorter term school, less costly than like a college or university. I mean, community college, like a 2-year, or a university 4-year. Also less time and everything, so yeah. But yeah, I went to cosmetology school, almost graduated, and like they taught us that when you take off your makeup, you're actually supposed to wipe up the whole time. You know, but still don't always do that. Just do whatever. Actually, I kind of want to stop the recording right now because I'm tired. It's like even just being on camera and talking drains me. I also want to stay on camera because it really, I feel like it somehow holds me more accountable for my skincare. I don't know. Stop it, fan. And like, I'm pretty sure this whole YouTube thing is just gonna end up being like my own little personal like video journal thing. You know? Which actually, that makes me realize I probably should be posting all this stuff on Tumblr and not YouTube. Because YouTube might be more just for entertainment. And this is not so much for that. It's, stop it. It's more personal. Finn, you stop. I don't know why he's acting out. Yeah, I feel like I need a little break. Okay, I'm back. Took a little break, watched a little other YouTube videos, some shorts about some girl talking about how she got discriminated against for wanting to get black nail polish at the nail salon, and they bullied her into getting pink instead. And then she was like, nah, they didn't really bully me, but I know what she meant. And yeah. And then watching Jerry Flowers, pastor. He's pretty good at talking about stuffs. And like the last time I did a video, I realized that like the little heater I was using 2 of them, right? So like my very first video I used my small heater, and for the second one I used this big one here. And it was super loud in the second one, like you could totally hear it, and it was right and like next to it, right in front of it. So this time I made sure it was off, and just the little one's on right now. But I'm still wiping off all my makeup. Last time I did a really bad job at wiping off my eye makeup. I think I was like too distracted talking or something. I tried my best to wipe it all off, but I did not get it all. In the morning, I woke up with like, all the black stuff all over my eyes and stuff. I think I got most of it this time. I hope I did, anyways. I don't know. I might. I don't know. I know how I perceive myself to be a little crazy on the internet right now. Like I'm not even like put together. I'm like rambling. I'm not in the best spots in life and stuff. But oh well, you know. There's no time like now. And you might as well just embrace where you're at. You know, it's not fabulous. It's just not, and it is what it is. You know. But yeah, I noticed I kind of say that a lot, cause I guess that's just how I'm thinking, right? And like, bro, if I ramble this much now and I go off topic this much, can you imagine what it's like in my head? Like, constant thoughts and stuff. Like, I'm literally just speaking out loud. Like, just say whatever pops in my head. You know? And I think that's got me in trouble before in the past. With, like, personal relationships, you know? Cause, like, I just literally just say what I'm thinking. I'm talking about, like, really only, like, serious relationships, though, you know? Like, romantic ones. Cause, not that other relationships aren't serious or anything, but, you know. Romantic relationships, I'll just, like, say whatever's on my mind. And like, so it's like random, you know, it can cause problems sometimes. Yeah. I think I don't have a whole lot to say right now, and that's cool. Because like I mostly just want to observe myself doing this, because even though it can be hard for me to see from the outside perspective, you can also kind of just see it as like a mirror, right? But cameras are like more detailed somehow though, it's wild. It's like easier to overlook things in real life than on a camera. Cameras do not lie. I mean, well, kind of a little bit. We'll say they add 10 pounds, so that's kind of a lie. But maybe it's just because you look bigger on a tiny screen, you know? Who knows why. My neck does feel funny right now. Feels like I probably did pick at it. I have issues. But I mean, who doesn't? Some are just more visible than others, you know? Today I noticed this spot I have here that bothers me a lot. Ever since I noticed it. But it'll be gone in a couple days as long as I don't mess with it, you know? Same with any other flaw I have on myself right now. It will all be gone soon. As long as I do not mess with it, make it worse. Probably same with life stuff, you know? Everyday life stuff. It can all get better soon as long as I don't mess with it and make it worse. No, I feel funny like showing. I don't even know if I just flashed right there, did I? I don't know. I'll try to cut that part out. Yeah, this thing's gonna take a couple edits. Editing stuff is so annoying. But you gotta do it when it's like serious, you know? You don't want to get like banned off of YouTube or something. Or whatever you're posting on. Literally everything is so like monitored now, like even Tumblr, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, remember Tumblr used to be a free-for-all for anything, and then it must have got taken over by Zuckerberg or something, no? Because now, like, I remember there used to be, like, prawn blogs, but now there's, like, there still are, but I heard that's technically we're not supposed to be posting that stuff. A lot of people get in trouble for it now. Which is really lame, because, like, Tumblr's never been a place for kids in the first place. I'm sure some teenagers find their ways there, but I mean, they're already teenagers at that point. They're like 16, which is like an adult in some places, so whatever. And plus, we're like responsible for our own selves at a certain point, you know? By the time we're old enough to recognize right from wrong, like, that's on us. You know? And if you're a parent, you're gonna do everything you can to, lighten the load off of your kid, you know, so that they don't have to even be in situations where they have to avoid trouble or even have the option of getting in trouble in the first place. My neck feels super sensitive. I must have picked at it. It's sad. But anyways, a blog space like that should be free for anything. I mean, everyone should be allowed to express themselves however they want. Even if it's not the healthiest ways, it's their life, it's their reality. Like, at least they're living in their truth, you know, and they will learn their lessons in their own time. Like, you don't gotta be forcing people to not be a certain way just because you don't agree with it. I mean, and even if it is bad for them, like, people gotta live their lives, you know? People gotta learn their lessons. We can do whatever we can to, like, try to help, but I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna stop rambling now, it's going nowhere. Dang, my chest, sometimes when I look back at the videos, I'm like, oh, it's not that bad, and then I'm like, yeah, it is. And then I'm like, oh, no, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is. And I just go back and forth. And it's funny because the more I, like, do this and, like, listen to myself back, when I play back the video, and now I watch other people speak, and I, like, totally see more of myself in the person, or I see more of them in me, or vice versa, whatever. You know, it's like we're all super similar, even the way that most of us speak. It's like, it's pretty funny, honestly. Oh, my mom is so nice. She got me Starbucks on the way back. She loves me so much. I love her too. I love my whole family. My grandma, she's so cute and small. It's gonna sound weird, but she kind of reminded me of my cat. Because she's so tiny and she has dark hair too. You know, like, she dyes it darker. Her natural hair is like this beautiful, like, silver color. It's pretty cool. I got a giant chai tea latte with oat milk with 6 pumps of chai and cinnamon powder. Because I am a white girl that loves Starbucks. I really gotta, like, remember that I don't actually have to be talking all the time. Like, it's cool if I'm just quiet sometimes, you know? But I just, since I'm alone and I'm on camera with my own self only, I'm just not, why not at least speak my thoughts out loud? I mean, there's no one around. It's not like I don't really have any reason not to. I'm so tired. Like, being on camera just makes me realize how tired I am all the time. At the end of the day, you know? And I sleep super early now that it's winter. Like, as soon as the sun goes down, I'm like, alright, I'm getting ready for bed. I get excited for the nighttime skincare stuff, you know? I sabotage myself. It's the saddest part. Like, I'll see huge progression in my skin, and then I just be damaging it right away. And, like, it's sad because, like, literally these products could heal my skin in 2 days, for example. If, like, that's a, you know, it's just an example, but they could heal my skin in 2 days after I've already picked at them, and then I pick at it again, and then it takes another couple days, and then I pick at it the next day, right? It just keeps building and building. It's like the products can never really catch up because I just keep messing myself up, sabotaging myself. Yeah, I totally picked right there. It burns, it stings. It's not fun living with this situation, condition. I don't know why I do it to myself. It's honestly horrible. Also, I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't feel like they know themselves or know who they are, and I can definitely relate to that. Some people can't relate to it at all. They're like, what do you mean you don't know who you are? How do you not know who you are? That makes no sense. But I get it. And then sometimes watching like videos of myself, I like being able to see myself from the outside. I'm like, oh, wow. So that's how I am. It's crazy. It'd be cool to be one of those people that's like more like super secure in yourself to the point you already know who you are. You never even questioned it. Like, that's pretty cool. It's admirable. You're probably raised healthier than a lot of us. Oh my goodness, you can see it to the right of the spot where I'm messed with it. That's horrible. How did I do this to myself? Being in the hospital, man, I was like, edibles were kicking in when by the time I got there. And it just really makes you realize like mortality and stuff, you know? It really gets you thinking. I'm already constantly thinking about death and all that. But being there, it's like way heightened. It's crazy and sad. Some people are healing right now in major ways, you know, and I really hope they heal soon. Just thinking back, because I was trying to look for the bathroom at one point. My grandma, my whole family was like, just use that bathroom right there, the one right next to her bed. But it said patients only, like visitors use the public bathroom outside. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't, like, first of all, get in trouble, but mostly because I knew no one was there to see. But like, it just didn't feel right, you know? Even before that, I had my mask, because they make you wear masks apparently at the hospital, which, like, I get it, but also at the same time, like, I wonder how long they're gonna do that for, forever? I don't know. Like, how long is COVID gonna, like, be a fear for everybody? Forever? I guess forever. I don't know. So no, they just wouldn't do that. I'm fine with, like, complying, because, like, my own grandma got COVID and it made her health issues worse, right? So, like, that's sad, but at the same time, how long are we going to run from it? Forever, I guess. I guess if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. It's better than people not caring at all, I guess, you know, because it'd be sad if nobody cared about anybody else. It's just like, whatever, dude. What's next? What's next? I got my little Sunday Riley kit right here. Next up is this Retin A Plus thingy. Oh yeah, I thought about putting these straps down. I just don't want to flash anybody. I was gonna make a joke, like, y'all probably want to be flashed, you sick freaks. But really, I'm a sick freak. Yep. Retin A Plus. It's honestly wild and admirable that girls that expose themselves on the internet every single day. I mean, it's not necessary, but maybe to them it is, who knows. But it's like, that takes guts, you know? And I think that's why people, honestly, they must have like a love-hate relationship with anyone, like specifically women, but really anybody who like exposes themselves in public and like does whatever they want to do, because it's like almost like secretly deep down we want to be that person, but we can't find it in ourselves. You know, we're like too insecure or whatever. And then people, don't know, they say that they just have too much self-respect for that, which is definitely possible. Like, I'm not gonna say it's completely impossible, you know, and I hope that it's true, honestly, because that's more positive than being too insecure to act out or do something that otherwise be seen as like naughty or against the rules or whatever. But I don't know, I feel like deep down everyone has at least a little desire to act out sometimes, or you know, do whatever they want to do regardless of what other people might think, but then they can't. Like, so like a little part of them, even if it's just a teeny tiny part of them, wants to do it and like never will be able to ever even have the chance or even the option to, because the majority of themselves either has too much self-respect or too insecure to ever even attempt to do it, you know? It's wild. It'd be like me making these videos but never posting them, which is why I force myself to do it anyways, even if it's like not the most entertaining thing in the world to put out there, even if it even disturbs me to make them watch them back or like post them. But I just feel like it's good to be real, at least with yourself, you know, and like not waste your time, not waste your breath. I think these times right now, even though they might not seem too important, I think that they're some of the most important times ever. I feel like this healing process is obviously super important, and I think it's super cute that at the hospital they have these little signs that say, "Please whisper, quietly healing." I'm like, that's so cute. I feel that way. I feel like this little trailer that I live in, it's like my own little healing room right now, you know? My own little cocoon. And I'm healing all the years and like little bits of trauma, stress, like whatever, you know. Dang, no, I got marks on myself for days. It's pretty bad. So I got all that on me. Right, next up, oil. So I did the Retin-A Plus already. What did I do with that lid? It's on my lap. Done. Up next, the oils. The Luna oils. I love the name Luna. That word is so pretty to me. I don't know why. It's so nice. I know the band Bright Eyes, they're really, they're kind of still low-key indie band, but they're older than me anyways. I used to listen to them a lot growing up, but they're still a big deal. They were at When We Were Young festival, although everyone kind of agreed that the condition of like the band, I don't know, it kind of like worried people a little bit because they seemed like, I mean that's always been their thing though, to be like depressed a little bit, like a little emo sound, you know? And it's just because they're older and more tired now, and we all were. And yeah, I mean they still, to me, in my opinion, they still sounded great though. Like their sound was still really good. It was more just like a vibe or something. Seeing like the band pretty tired. I mean everybody seemed pretty tired, I'm not gonna lie. We were older. But they make a song called Luna and it's like so good. Something about a girl looking like a model with her eyes all painted black. I'm remembering the lyrics though. And Conor Oberst is just such a beautiful human being. Makes great art. I think that's why everyone was like so concerned for the band and everything, you know, because we just want them to be doing their best. But that's not always the case. You know, life is hard, man, with COVID and everything going on. Who knows what else? Life just keeps adding on that trauma and those struggles, you know. It does make us stronger, but in the end, it does get to us. You know, we all gotta go at some point. Wears us down, but the fight, you know, it kind of is worth living for, even though you get tired. Which I don't blame anybody for getting tired of life. Life can definitely be exhausting. But we're all energy, you know, we're all made out of it, we're all always transferring it. You just gotta find ways to gain that energy back constantly, you know, like meditation, or two to four. I don't know. Just gonna think I could add a couple more on my chest. Boop, boop. And honestly, it's hard to trust anybody with being vulnerable. Like you almost feel like you can't trust anyone, but obviously there are actually some people that are not gonna judge you, not too harsh, anyways. You know, sometimes you can't help it. Like literally every single person will have a negative thought about a certain image or situation, right? But some people they just don't linger on the negativity too much. Some people posted on like the hub and said, "Hey, naked vlog." I bet some people be into that. Now I'm thinking, no way would I ever expose my face on that though. That's like, how would you ever live that down? Or, you know, like, have like privacy in your life. Everybody be like, oh, I've seen you. It's like, okay. I want you to know that you're seeing me like that, right? Maybe you reach a point though where you don't care. You're just like completely comfortable with who you are. You know, that you're just like, alright, yeah, cool. I don't know. I have a hard time believing it won't be at least a little awkward though, but I wouldn't know. I mean, I haven't gone to those depths, so bravo and kudos to those that have the guts to do that kind of stuff. I like to believe that my little zits got better overnight and then throughout the day. So like earlier today, obviously I showered, I did my daytime routine, put on some makeup to go see my grandma, and I'm taking it all off, rubbing the nighttime stuff now on my face. And so it's only been a day, I already feel like, you know, zits gone. But there's obviously still the little markings, but tomorrow will be better, next day even better. I have to work tomorrow at like 11 a.m. So yeah. I like working, I like making money, and my job's not bad at all. You know, there are times where it might be a little stressful or a little annoying, or people be asking me to do things and then they just be standing around doing nothing. But I still like making money. It's still fairly easy. Everything, pretty easy job, good money. I was talking to my mom about how cause my aunt was offering me a job where she works, and I asked her, well, it depends how much they pay, you know, and they ended up paying like 20 an hour, which I'm just like, oh, well, that's good, you know. But the thing about my job is, even on a bad day, so like I make minimum wage, which I think right now is still 14 an hour in California, and then on top of that we get tips. So, and then most shifts are not full-time, they are part-time at restaurants. It's typical for you to have a 4 to 6 hour shift at a restaurant job. Only, you know, so 4 hours minimum, 6 hours tops. And so it's really like part-time. But thing is, so on a bad day, right, 14 an hour, let's say I worked 6 hours that day. Let's say I worked a full 6 hours, which actually sometimes I work longer, because our boss will ask us to stay, and we're like, we want to make money, so yeah, we want to be on our good side, so yeah. Because then when you need a favor, right? So yeah, so if you do the math, so 14 by 6 should be around, and this is without taking out tax, by the way, so it's actually less than whatever I'm going to say, but 14 times 6, that's like 24, carry the 2, multiply it, so 6 plus 2 is 8, so $82 an hour without taxes being taken out. So you make less than 82 an hour, or make less than $82 during that shift. But then on top of that, like let's say on a bad day we get $30 in tips. So 30, I didn't even have to do all that first math. 30 divided by 6 is $5 an hour for tips. 5 plus 4 is 19. So I already make $19 an hour on a bad day. Right? The only thing is I don't get full time. So she's still technically making more money than me on an average day, but on a good day at work, we make over 100. So let's say 120, right? That's not even, on the most I've made was like 180, 150, right? So, but let's just say 120 for example. So 120 divided by 6. So actually a lot of times it'll be like an 8-hour shift, but just for this example, right? So like 120 divided by 6. That's $20 an hour already. Plus your $14 an hour, that's $34 an hour. So it's pretty good money. Again, the only issue is not full time. So yeah. So it fluctuates a lot, right? So that's why it's hard for me, because it's like sometimes I want to get a job that pays even more, but it's hard when you do the math, because it's like, oh, well, some days I'm making like 50 an hour, and some days I'm only making 19, so it's tough. And I never really get full time, but during the busy seasons I get overtime, or it's optional, you know, I can get overtime. So I don't know, whatever. I guess I like my job right now. I mean, I do like it, but you know, it's like we always want more. Like, as people, we're always gonna want more. I want to be able to like splurge and spend money like it doesn't matter, and like I don't know how realistic that is anytime soon. I was actually telling my mom, I guess I'm gonna get real vulnerable right now. But because the worst things have happened to me recently, so it makes it seem like not as big of a deal. And I think enough time has passed probably that I'm hopefully am healed from it, you know, because I'm able to actually talk about it now. It's not as big of a deal as it used to be, but it's always going to be a big deal. I mean, I'm always going to remember it. It's always going to have impacted my life in a huge way. But at one point, I'm pretty sure. I want to say I'm like a 99% sure. I would say I'm 100%, but you know, that's just like pretty dramatic. Because you can't, I mean, come on, 100%. There's always that 1% chance, but I really, really doubt it. But that was a time where, like, I'm pretty sure I got pregnant with, like, the guy I was with recently, right? We've been together for a long time. And I'm pretty sure I did get pregnant at one point, and, yeah, I was keeping track of my stuff. But then apparently one day I don't know, I was on my period already and I wasn't being careful because usually you don't have to be around that time. I'm not condoning that though, or like, you know, I'm not trying to get everybody else to be that way, you know. I think you should still be careful no matter what. But at the time, that's just what I was thinking. It was like, oh, well, I'm on it, so I don't actually have to be careful. Because usually after you're done with it, you still have a few days before you actually are ovulating and stuff. Which is like when you're peaking, you know, in your cycle, which like means you have a high chance of getting pregnant. So usually it takes like even like 2 weeks after you have your period to like ovulate. And you only get 1 day a month when you ovulate. So technically you can only get pregnant that 1 day. But that does not mean that you shouldn't be careful. And especially if you don't have a regular cycle. You know, I luckily do. I've always had a regular cycle, which is like, it's made it kind of tough because there's been times where I've wanted to experiment with birth control, like I feel like literally every other woman in my life has done that. Women my age, anyways, you know. But I didn't because my cycle's already regular and I don't want to mess it up. But sometimes I think about it still because I'm like, what if it would have gave me more estrogen? Because sometimes I feel like I maybe was lacking a little bit estrogen. But that could just be my opinion because obviously my cycle's always been normal. So if my hormones were off, my period probably would have been off. And then messing with that messes with all sorts of things we have no idea about. Like, I heard stories about chicks that like come off of birth control and like do not find their boyfriend attractive at all anymore. You know, it's like wild how it changes like everything. We're made the way that we are for a reason, I know that much. It doesn't mean that you can't experiment a little bit with like bettering yourself and stuff though. You know? It's all like your choice, and like the more I'm talking about just like life in general, the more cool and right it is that we have free will to do what we want. Right? Even if sometimes we don't feel like it, even if sometimes we feel like things are destined already, but we still get a choice though. We get a choice to prolong our destinies or to not have them at all sometimes. You know, if we choose to live a life that ends our life early, then it is what it is. So I already put everything on. I put the good genes on, which is like the exfoliating thingy. I put the ice cream on. Ice cream. Oh, I get it now. Stuff is good. Putting the eye cream on. One thing I forgot last time was this eyelash serum stuff. I almost forgot it tonight too. I better go grab it. Not too bad, not too shabby. You know what though? This Lancome cream is right here, so I'm gonna use this first. Cause I love this stuff. This stuff's my favorite. It's the nighttime cream. How's the stroke stuck in my head? Oh, maybe not tonight. The guitarists are always like so genius and so catchy. I want to see them live. That'd be cool. It'd be weird because I've listened to them my whole life and only ever seen them on the screen. But I think that'd be cool. Nighttime cream, I love you. know, I'm super weird, but who isn't? Life is weird no matter what. Even if I wasn't in it. But I get to be in it, so I exist and you have to know about it. For whatever reasons. I guess we must vibe in some kind of way. I totally have them stick in my head, like jamming to them in my head. I can't wait to be healed. It'll be cool. I think I'll have a completely different perspective in life. I feel like that always is the case whenever we heal from something. We always have like this brand new perspective. Life is so much better than it did before. And that's just fact, right? Every time we heal, we feel better. Which means I don't have to be exposed anymore. So take the titties away. I mean, not much there. First place. I still like my body the way it is. It's easy to deal with. I mean, less to deal with. Whatever. Right then. Now I'm back and I like took a sip of chai tea while I try to sit back down, and I have a little obstacle course over here because of my setup. Yeah, I spilled a little bit of tea on my sweater right now and a little bit on my arm. I was like, ah! And now, literally, as soon as I hit record, now I gotta pee. Just gotta do this real quick. So it's this little thingy. It's like a metal ball. Try to scrape as much of the product off as I can, because otherwise it like drips off and like lands on me. And I have to like pick it up and rub it on my other eye, and it's like, that's happened before. So anyways, there's like a specific way you're supposed to use it, but lately I've just been doing it this way because it's like easier and quicker for me. I don't got all day, especially after doing everything I just did to my face. So like I'll rub it on the top eyelash and I'll try to get it really low. That way it also hits my bottom eyelash, right? Plenty of product there. I'll rub it on my eyebrow because my eyebrows are overplucked. They always have been ever since I was like, let's say since I was like 13 or 14 years old. Probably 13. Yeah, I remember being younger than 14 for sure. And yeah, I did that to myself. I overplucked them. I always like told myself that if I had a daughter, I would like teach her how to tweeze and shave and all that stuff, period stuff, puberty stuff. I would teach her all that as soon as she turned like 13 or whatever. I would start treating her like a little woman, you know, like take her shopping for bras and all that. But if anything, it could be before that age too. Because I think my first sign of puberty when I was like 10, when I started growing in my chest, you know, and like it wasn't much obviously, but there was something there, and I like was so uncomfortable that I felt the need to like, I already felt the need to wear sweaters all the time because like I said, I grew up in an area where people look different from me. Their arms were basically hairless and or super blonde hair, and mine were like, I just saw them as like super dark long hairs, and like it was not normal when I look around. So I just felt the need to cover it up all the time. And then I got older, and then I had little, it was budding, it's blooming into adulthood, and I felt even more of a need to cover up because I was never offered to buy like the right undergarments for that type of thing. You know, I mean, who could have really known? I mean, it's not like your parents are checking you out all the time to see when it's time, right? I should have probably said something, but I was, sometimes you don't know how to handle it growing into puberty and all that, you know, it's super awkward in the moment, it's super new and weird, so I don't blame myself for not asking for it. And then as I'm talking about it now, I have a harder time blaming my parents or my mom specifically for not noticing, because like she wasn't creeping on me, so how could she know? I guess I just feel like parents should know for some reason, but they're not always going to. Anyways, itchy. What I just used is this Lancome Advanced Light Pearl. It is an eye and lash concentrate. So I guess it's like a serum. I think it's supposed to make your eyelashes and eyebrows grow more. But it does something good for you, that's for sure. Anyways, have a great night. Lots of love in your direction. Everything will be okay no matter what, because we're fine alone and we're fine when we get to be with others. And everything will be good and everything will be okay. And death is actually not that scary, because by the time it comes, it's over. So it's all good. But continue to have as healthy of a relationship as you can with life, with yourself, with everything. Lead us.